What's up, y'all? I have here another episode of TO BESTOW featuring white shirts. I'm going to be dethroning some buttons here, and that's going to be fun because all of the buttons that I'm taking off, I am sewing again. But first, we're going to start with the dethroning process. Which basically means taking off the buttons. So I have my seam ripper here, and I'm gonna just get to it. I have 9 buttons to take off and 9 buttons to sew. So that's what we're doing. In this episode, I enjoy changing my white shirts every now and then because if you are a wearer, is that how you say that? Someone who wears, a wearer of white shirts, you understand that they get dingy over time, depending on the context. You can find some better forms of fabric, of course, to prevent that, but it ends up happening inevitably so. And I do want to dye these shirts at some point to really get that white out or to brighten the remains, but I don't know if it's even worth it at this point. I've had these shirts for about 5 years, maybe even 6 years, 5 years. I just got some new white shirts, so I'm like, okay. And I remember this shirt got pretty roughed up after using it on a move way back in the day. Maybe 2022 or something, I don't know. But I'm going to give this shirt away. But I'm taking the buttons off, of course. Okay, so first shirt out of the way. I said, I'm going to keep all of the thread remaining here. Just like that. See that? Okay. Next shirt. Another white one. And the way I sew these buttons, I make it very easy to take the buttons off. Which is the whole point. Also the thread out. The buttons off and the thread out. Okay. Second shirt done. The remaining shirt. That button fell to the wayside. I'll pick it up shortly. Okay, all the buttons are dethroned, all the thread is out. Now I'm going to sew them on their new landscape. I have to find that button that fell down. Where did it go? I heard it like poop. It's the thing with buttons, they're so small. There. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna sew to bestow new white shirts I have here on the hangers. I'm sorry about that. Okay. I'll turn the camera around like this so that you all can see. Make sure. Okay. Sometimes you run into a problem. I may have run into it in this case. Shucks. Let's see if I can pull it through. Doesn't look like I'm able to. Sometimes a knot is accidentally created when you're not trying to, and that's exactly what I did here. See this knot I created? It's very small, but it's definitely there. That's what I can't get through. So I'll try to untangle it. Usually what you end up doing is just, knocking out the thread all together. Boo. See? And then the thread. Okay. Let's try this over again. Make that knot again. That's why it's best not to make the thread too long. I have a tendency of making it very long, which means more mistakes like that tend to happen. So it's kind of a little lesson for me, I guess. Anyway, I came up once, so this return. I make these knots very simple. Just enough to hold on the shirt. And just like that, that one is done. Now we have 2 more to do on this shirt. to speeden up and do this quite quickly. We're already at 10 minutes. Whoa, all right. I'm kind of beating up the tripod. That's my apologies, y'all. It's already kind of late. It's 12:30 right now, actually, at night. And I've decided to just finally make another episode. Now the idea is to make these episodes and to publish them quite quickly. I don't want to just keep them on my hard drive. Nothing ends up happening. It's happened many times before. I don't want that to happen. So I have to make sure I edit these videos quite quickly so that the 77th episode can be complete, because there's a surprise coming for you all at the 77th episode. Now, when I first initiated this series, I didn't know what that surprise entailed, but now I know, which put a new pep in my step in terms of trying to finish this series, because the whole idea of Sew to Bestow is to share my sewing journey. And there are plenty of times I've sewn and did not record. And the goal is to change that. I want to record every single time I sew my buttons. That is the goal. And so, follow me with this journey here, y'all. It's exciting. Okay. Alright, the first shirt is done. I'm going to soon have to replace my gas. Now we're going to do the second shirt. Same situation. Have the buttons the same order. Okay. So this. Okay. After this one, I'm going to have to change the thread already, because it's almost out. I can already tell. Maybe I can do another one. Let's see. And I'm sewing, but the other thing that I really want to do before tonight ends, before I close my eyes, is write. So I have that to look forward to. I'm going to try to do another button, but I'm really pushing it, as you can see. This thread is nearly over. See? It's not a lot. But we're going to make it happen. Hopefully. Yeah, this is going to be really tight. I'm going to have to cut it out when I get up from the other side. Right there. Yeah, barely have enough to complete the knot, but It's slippery too, but I got it through. Okay, now cut that off. Save this. And remember, I still have thread right here. I have two actually. Okay. And thread this needle. Okay. Now we're working on the last button on this shirt. Right here. Just like that. Okay. Alrighty, y'all. That one is done. I'll cut it. Now we got one more to do. And I'm gonna have to finish my thread again. Rethread it rather, because it's almost finished. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And I'm gonna just have to do this one and then rethread it immediately. So it's 2-4-1. That's the theory. 2-hole button, the 4-hole button, and the 1-hole button. That's what that means. Okay. Cut this out. Replace it with this one. This will definitely be enough to finish the job. 2 more buttons and then this episode is through, y'all. There's some split ends coming out the middle. I'll shave that off real quick. Okay. Revolve it. Come down. Alright, y'all. We got one more button to sew. This video will be 21 minutes. 7 times 3. 7 minutes for each shirt, essentially, right? Okay. I'm making it as quick as I can, and I'm not even showing y'all. My apologies. I want you to see the finger work here. Got a tripod, but I have to remember to adjust the settings as I go along. Adjust myself, rather. So y'all see everything. Okay. And there we have it. 3 buttons sewn on. Like so. Thanks for watching, y'all. See y'all in the next episode.